Electric Fire Book 2 Hidden Chains Chapter 17. Sonic's point of view.
While Shadow and Metal Sonic were fighting, Eggman and Shadow's clone closed in on me despite my quills giving off sparks of electricity. But then Shadow slammed me against a wall. The electricity faded for a moment. Ears drew back as I looked at the android. He stayed emotionless. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I watched as Eggman pulled something out of his pocket.
I should have done this at the start,
he said. Then I felt something go into my arm. He was holding a syringe. The needle was injecting me with something. I tried to let off some electricity again, trying to cause a blast, but nothing happened as he pulled the syringe out of my arm. I couldn't use my powers. But it wasn't like that would keep me from trying to escape. I struggled as the fake Shadow grabbed me. I couldn't do much as I was led to the elevators. With him and Eggman, my struggles weren't working. It seemed. I was being taken to another lab area. I wondered why I would be taken to another lab. Unless if it's for something different than from Eggman's previous plan. Since Shadow and I broke out of the ropes that had kept our arms and legs together, I didn't want to find out what he was planning though. It wasn't like that room was a full-on lab. It wasn't a very big room, unlike the one I was being led to. Nothing was said between the three of us as Robotnik pushed the 14 button. Once inside the elevator, it wasn't long before we reached it. I started to mess with a screw on the Shadow robot. It was already loose. I quietly messed with it, even as we walked. It seemed to be the only piece keeping his arm from coming off. I knew little about robots, but once inside the room, Shadow pinned me down again. I took the time to take out the screw, and while his arm fell off, a wire held it on still. I was able to get free and started at Shadow and take out the wire easily. Robotnik retreated to his computer to try and call reinforcements. Once he was looking away from me, well, I darted out of the room as fast as I could without my electric powers. I ran for the elevators. I pushed down on the down button. I just wanted to go down. I would have taken the stairs, but without my speed, I wouldn't be able to make it down all those flights.
Shadow's point of view.
I had been stuck in this stupid elevator for what felt like an eternity. The music was giving me a bit of a headache, but then I felt it move. I looked up, just my luck. I was heading to the floor I needed, but who the heck summoned it? Once I was there, I was face to face with Sonic. He quickly got in. He wasted no time and pushed the one button we needed for the first floor.
Once we get out, I can't exactly run fast at the moment. I was injected with something and my powers are gone.
Sonic was fearful. I could tell he felt powerless without them. I'm sure they'll be back. That stuff probably needs to run its course. I can carry you once we're back in the lobby. I tried to reassure him. It seemed to have worked a little bit. He nodded. Then we arrived to the first floor. I wasted no time. I quickly picked him up and dashed out of there at top speed. I didn't care if people were going in and out of the building. Luckily for me, someone was holding the door open when I rushed past. Of course, I had no idea where we were at, but I kept running. Sonic didn't seem to mind being in my arms. He was enjoying the wind in his face, telling by his smile planted on his muzzle. Finally, we got to the Green Hills welcome sign. There was a cop car there. We stopped on the side of the road. The cop car said sheriff on the side. I knew instantly it was Tom's. I couldn't tell if he noticed us or not.
He might be messing with the speed meter. He usually comes out here to try and catch if anyone speeds through. I used to do it to see how fast I could go. You could say I was messing with him back then.
Sonic seemed a bit of a prankster back before he and Tom had their adventure together. He looked up to him. He was like a dad to the other, it seemed. So you see him as a father figure, I take it? He only nodded.
Just keep that between us, though. I also think Maddie as a mom. The long claw was similar, but she was more like a mentor.
His ears gave a slight twitch. What do you think of me? I blurted out without thinking. This caught Sonic a bit off guard.
Well, I think of you as like a brother. I know I think of Tails as a brother as well. Also, I think of you as a hero. We did save Earth from the Bio Lizard after all, and well, you helped save me.
His response was definitely unexpected. I totally thought he'd say something else like a close friend or a burden or a rival. It was nice to know he thought otherwise. I was glad that he thought of me as a brother, but then again, I felt I was taking that bond from Tails. But then again, me and Sonic became friends when Tails had appeared. I didn't mind sharing the brotherhood I had with Sonic. Finally, Tom noticed us and rolled down the window.
What are you two doing out here?
He then waved us He then waved us to the car. I carried Sonic all the way over. My arms weren't even tired like at all. Tom opened the passenger side of the door, and we got in. I closed the door once we were inside of the car.
Robotnik is back. I lost my powers. They might come back in an hour or so.
Sonic explained, his ears lowered a bit. Tom looked around a bit out the window. It wasn't clear on what he was looking for. Tom seemed puzzled. He wasn't exactly sure what to do at the moment. Silence surrounded us, but then Tom decided to start the car and drive. He took us to where he worked. He got out, but he had us stay in the car while he went in.